Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. Happy Sunday. I'm going to do a collective reading and then I'll do via elements in terms of the energy for the week ahead. So just kind of giving some guidance for where folks may need to start with, and just more about like, what do you guys need to know in terms of how we need to prepare coming forward. One of the things that popped up, just kind of shuffling some of the cards, the Ace of Swords. So there may be some clarity or breakthrough in maybe a situation or something that has been on your mind currently that you've been maybe struggling with or having some challenges with. And with the Moon card, something that maybe you are hiding from yourself or shielding or hiding from others. Hi, everyone. And so I think you're really being called to maybe tap in and think more about what is that situation and what's happening and how to kind of resolve whatever issue that is keeping you blocked or stuck or hiding parts of yourself or something being hidden from you or feeling hidden from something or wisdom that you're not sharing. Specifically, you're hiding from, hiding your gifts from others. That is maybe creating a block. And maybe you coming to some clarity of around that you hiding is not helping the situation, and breaking out of that habit, specifically with the World card, is kind of like a cycle of completion. So you need to get out of your head and your mind and kind of cut what is it that is blocking you, or what is it that you're hiding from to get to this completion of cycle here, or fulfillment. What is that? What's going on? And why do you feel called to maybe hide whatever this thing is? I am a life coach, so one of the things that I'm always working with folks is learning how to stop hiding their gifts, stop hiding the things that can help you, especially right now because things are a lot more financially tough for us as a collective. And so if you're not utilizing these things that you're allowing to not be seen, we're going to have some issues. And it could not just be your gifts, but just something in general that you're sitting with that is also preventing you from having this clarity of what you need to be doing and how you need to move, if that makes sense. So I just want to reaffirm that in this week coming up, that's something that you want to kind of sit in. And if you're someone that needs assistance or guidance, I do sessions with folks on kind of how to get through the things that they feel like is holding them back from the work that they need to be doing, and how to kind of move forward and also kind of getting out of their own way, right? And also the moon is the shadow. So this time period really right now is about us really working and tapping into our shadows and uncovering those stories about ourselves or about the experiences that we've had or ancestrally, about the experiences of those who've come before us, and what we are hiding from ourselves and replicating those cycles, if that makes sense. So my question to you is, what are some of those ancestral things? And are you aware of those ancestral things that you also hide as well? So yeah, that's going to be our initial tarot card that I'm pulling from the deck. But I'm going to go kind of energetically based off of the cards. Hi, how are you? What are some of the things that you need to do in terms of your body, and learning how to energetically move some of your blockages within yourself. So this period right now, especially when we're in that moon and we're trying to get into the shadow, like doing energy work is really helpful, because it allows us to kind of uncover where we need to heal specific things, and maybe what are some of the things that we've been told about ourselves, or we tell ourselves, that keeps us where we are. And specifically right now, we need more folks who are in their shadow work. And as you move more through your shadow work, you move more light to you, right? And with more light becomes more awareness and more alertness. And so that is super, super important for our own well-being and how we move forward. So I'm going to go by elements. We are in Virgo season, so we're going to do earth signs here. So what is it that you guys need to work on in terms of your own energetic alignment, or just in general in relation to the moon sign? Clear, accurate messages, ancestor spirits. So I'm hearing, see, let's pop out. What? We're gonna pick one. Okay. All right. The Guardian here, and what's popping up is the stone right here. It doesn't really have a name listed on here, but it's talking about family karma. So what are some cycles that you are replicating in your family? One of the tools that I like to recommend to clients is do a familial ecosystem map, and think about what are some of the things that you notice that are consistent patterns within the family, and how is that tied to like karma. Karma isn't always bad, but it can also be like replicating of things, right? Learning how to kind of break some of the things that your ancestors have experienced. So what I want you to do is maybe take some notes, maybe connect with family members, or just think about like what are some of the obstacles or things that particular family members have experienced, and what things haven't been resolved and what things are resolved, that have been resolved within the family. If not, it may or may not be. But my question is, you want to think about how you can step in with your own agency to resolve that familial karma, if that makes sense. And the way that things and cycles and families can show up may not always appear in the same way, but there may be like certain things that you will see in terms of relationships and with family members or their partners, how those particular dynamics go, right? Are there dynamics within mother and child, or child and father, or other external family members that you are continuing seeing. So get a map, maybe start making some notes and bringing some awareness of what that is. So we're going to do, so it's earth signs right there. And if you have any questions, feel free to put in the chat. We're going to do air signs next, ancestor spirit guides. What does the collective need to know or do in terms of healing around their energy this week? What do they need to tap into? What are some of the things that they need to tap into? Clear, accurate messages. Keep shuffling. Clear, accurate messages. All right, soul cleansing. So one of the things that as individuals, when we come earthside, we choose our purpose. We choose what we're here for and what we're supposed to be doing. And so I think in soul cleansing, I want you to think about and sit in with, what is it that your soul is supposed to be bringing? What are some of the things, or it could be experiences, prior experiences that your soul has encountered here before. If you're not aware of what your soul was meant to do here, I think it's something you can get a reading about. But I want you to think about, what is it that your gift to everyone, to collective, and also when you think of soul, it's also mind and body, right? So spirit, but also, like, are you cleansing your soul, your spirit from also the folks who are around you, or are you being mindful of the spaces that you allow your soul to engage in as well? So what I want you to do is maybe do some sort of meditation this week, air signs, maybe just allow yourself to connect, and maybe rethink about what is it that you need in order for you to bring whatever that your soul is intended to be here or do. What do you need to do in order to attract, to help the work, the intention that you're supposed to have? I was just having a conversation with someone the other day. Sometimes we're given intentions as a soul to do particular work, right? So I'm a healer, but sometimes there's specific folks who you connect with that alter your vibration of what you're supposed to do. And sometimes they also alter your ability to attract more than what you're doing, and can shape your abundance, things that can come in or not, or just your mindset. So if things are feeling misaligned and you are feeling like you're not able to be in your path, or whatever your soul is craving for you to do, then I think it's a good time to take some inventory to kind of tap in and realize what that particular thing is. So I think it's really important. And also be mindful of your dreams. Sometimes your soul will give you dreams. Your ancestors, your subconscious will kind of tell you what you need to be doing. So that was air signs. We're going to go on to water signs here. Clear, accurate messages. Ask the ancestors' guides. What is it that water signs need to work in terms of their own energy? Just popped out. All right, water signs. One tribe. So you need to work on your community, and what that means to you. We all as individuals have our needs. And so my advice to you is maybe do some sort of journal reflective entry, and visualize, what does community mean and what do you need out of your community? What types of folks do you need in your space in terms of support in order to help you do what you're supposed to be doing? So is it that you need a mentor? Is it that you need a collective space? Is it that you need people that you can bounce ideas off of, that can be reciprocal? Develop what those needs are. And then one of the activities that I like to recommend to clients to do is to write statements about attracting their community. And so part of that, and what you can do is, once you think about the space, it could be a city, a location, or whatever, think about how you want to feel in that community with those folks. What sorts of things do you want to accomplish? What energy do you want to attract? And what lessons do you want to get out of that community that you're building? So I think this also goes back to the moon sign and talking about your ideas and things that you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes we need better community in order for us to kind of cut through some of the things that aren't working for us, right? Or to cut through some of the things that we're allowing ourselves to remain asleep in. So my question to you is, can you generate this week what your community will look like? So thank you so much for the hearts. I'm glad this is resonating to you all. So we're going to go into the last one, fire signs. So does anyone have any questions? Like, what are things that you are struggling with, that you are feeling kind of caught in? You want a yes or no question? I could see if I have some time. Thank you so much for the hearts and the likes. I can see, depending on timing, I may be able to do a yes or no question. Let me see how things are here. So we're going to do fire signs, angel spirit guides. What do fire signs need to work on in terms of their energy this week? Clear, accurate messages. What sorts of things do you need to work on this week? Fire signs. Okay, what you need to work on is your good fortune. So you need to work on your abundance. Are you feeling like things are not going your way, fire signs? Are you feeling like what you're asking for or what you're needing is not flowing? So abundance can mean a variety of things. When we think of abundance, we automatically think of money, but abundance is like your gifts. So my question to many of you is, are you familiar with your ancestral gifts? And the reason why I say that is because those ancestral gifts can help you make money, right? Oh, you're a sign, I feel that way. Yes. I'm glad this is resonating. But what I want you to think about is, can you sit down and write what abundance means to you? And what is it that you're feeling that you need to get to that abundance? Is it that you need money? Is it that you need to cultivate your gifts? Or is it both of those things? And if you do have some gifts and you are aware of what those are, what are some of the steps that you can make in order to tap into them, to utilize them, to support yourself, right? If that's not the case, if you're struggling with abundance, my other thing that I would like to suggest is write some sort of journal entry about what sorts of things that you're grateful for. Because when we're in the space of gratitude, that's what usually attracts abundance to us. So if you're feeling like you're stuck or you're not getting the funds or things that you need in order to support yourself, it would be very, very helpful for yourself to write what are some of the things that you can show gratitude to yourself, gratitude to the things that you're doing. What things have you been doing in the last week that you've been successful, that has been really helping you? And then, oh, blue-eyed soul, it feels too difficult to do any of this. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is there something that you feel called to share that is difficult, that you're having a hard time with? Blue-eyed soul. Yeah, I know it's hard. We're in a really tough time period right now, and so sometimes it's really hard to be feeling kind of thankful for where we are and have gratitude to things. But sometimes if we can, constant depression, okay. Yeah, depression is, I think part of it is hard to avoid because we have to think about impact of society and the pressure, and in a lot of ways depression is a response sometimes depending on how you identify, especially as a marginalized person. It's really hard not to be in depressive energy. Something that I would recommend is if you're not working with someone, I definitely would recommend that maybe seeking some support and how to kind of work around with the depression and maybe tapping into what the root cause of that. I think there's a lot of different kinds of depression. Some of it can be the balance within the brain, but a lot of it can also be just not having folks who see us or just not being able to support ourselves, and just really, really struggling. So yeah, so having that abundance, it can be a blockage if we're not really feeling we can do what we need to do. So I'm very, very sorry, blue-eyed soul, that you're struggling. Yeah, it's a really, really hard time. Is anyone else? I'm glad this is resonating. Yeah. And I admit, like, there's some days I just have a hard time too, but that's part of us being authentic with ourselves when things are not going our way and sitting in what is it that's just not happening for us. So, and being honest about it. And then also too, I definitely recommend if you're really having a hard time, who's around you. That can also be your abundance as well. Who can be around you that can help you, and asking for that support can also be one way that can also help us get out of that depression, and naming it and being honest about it too and working on it. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on energetically in the world right now, and I know so many folks are struggling and just doing the best that they can do. So I totally, totally understand. Does anyone have any questions or things that resonate? I might see, maybe I might do a couple or yes, no questions. Hold on one second. Let me get some things lined up here. And I can kind of go from there. Let's see. Let's see.